Hey, my first year of law school is over. I'm thinking about whether to do criminal advocacy for kids, poor kids, whether to do property law, creating cooperatives for working class people, particularly in San Diego, and whether to run for office on a local level. So um, there are a few things that go into weighing them all, and they can all be represented pretty easily by people in my life. So the cooperative idea is something that Justin hatched primarily with his friend Ifan, and that I talked to him about and have been talking to him about for a few years, and we've been talking to friends about, and that seems like it'll actually happen soon. So, and I'd love to live in a cooperative with working class people and to create a model that can be repeated and makes it so that people don't pay as much rent and we can have organic urban gardens and collective child rearing and stuff. Um, the other, well, the other running for local office, I guess, could be embodied by Eric because he's doing it. It's an idea that I had before he did it, but I met this guy who's running for mayor, and it's really easy to get on the ballot. It looks like, and I didn't know, so I could do that. Um, and seeing him do it, it still shocks me. So um, hopefully I'll be as brave. I think that his sense of entitlement goes a long way, and his confidence in what he thinks goes a long way. So hopefully I'll gain some of that before I run. Right. The the other advocating for criminalized youth, that's really me. I grew up in a neighborhood where I grew up in a project, so we had lots of poor kids by nature, and the school in the neighborhood wasn't very well funded, and we had lots of cops and security, and um, I went on to work in neighborhoods like that doing union organizing, and I saw high school students get brought home in cop cars and carrying that little brown bag they get after they get booked. So, and then I worked as a substitute teacher, and I saw how underfunded the schools are and how afraid administrators are of students that belong to a different ethnicity than they belong to, or a different culture than they belong to. So I would like to see those things change. I'd like to see less investment in prisons and more investment in education, and that's a pretty old idea, I think, and it's something that I would like to work towards. And if I can make changes in the system while advocating for individuals, that would be great. But there's a skill level that I think is really daunting. Being a litigator, doing criminal defense, speaking, doing it well, knowing how much is at stake scares me. I think that I could be good at it, but there's a vision that I have of what litigation could be, and then there's what it is. There's a standard of professionalism that could preclude blue hair. It could preclude sneakers and a casual mode of exchange of ideas. It means that it really creates a culture that's inaccessible, I think. Coming from the perspective that I come from, the neighborhood that I come from, talking to the people that have been on the other side of the court system, if you'll forgive the cliche, it's like Greek. So I don't want to dress in a suit and to front. I don't want to say I'm different than you now because I've gone to school. And so the way professionalism is now, of course, there's ethics, there's a standard of behavior, and that's good, and I'm in favor. But in terms of the mode of dress, in terms of behaving in a way that that isn't emotive at all, that really protects people through a system of boundaries of behavior, so no one feels vulnerable to each other. That's how I perceive it. So that's what I am less than comfortable with, because I think it excludes people that are unfamiliar, and I think that it has a class identity. I think that what professionalism can mean is that someone has gone to the store and they've purchased a suit and they've put it on, and that they know how to assimilate into a more traditional cultural mode, that they know what the social morals are of like middle class people, or even elite people. And I think the cost to the community, to people that are affected by the judiciary, is too high. I think that the message to people that seek lawyers as representatives, I don't like buying into that class hierarchy. So anyway, so that's my problem with it, and I'm afraid of not being able to conform completely. I'm afraid of having my performance assessed based on some a sense of working classness that might leak through my my performance of identity, and so I'm really considering not doing litigation at all. I'm considering just writing policy in an office where I can be a goofy leftist old lady with like a long braid and a big skirt and a wacky umbrella or something, but then I'll feel maybe less effective, or maybe I'll feel less alive. Who knows? So those are the things I'm thinking about in terms of what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.